Hello everyone, my name's Claire and this is Peachy Keen Pens. Welcome back. Today I'm going to be introducing a new eyeshadow project in the sense that it's a very popular project, but one that I will be restarting. So that project is the Pan Those Eyeshadows project, which is really popular. I love watching other people's videos about this project, using this project. I believe it was started by Alexi, and I'll link her channel below. That was several years ago and it's really caught on in the last couple of years. So I did this project I think for maybe a year and a half, a couple of years ago, and then this year I decided not to continue it because I've been focusing on my own project, which was Pan Those Peaches, and I included eyeshadows in that as well. But I did think coming towards the end of the year, coming into the last 4 months of the year, that I wanted a bit of a refresh, a bit of a change, and so I'm going to run this project at least until the end of the year, and then I'll think about whether I want to continue it into next year or whether I'd rather do a pen that palette for next year. So yeah, I guess I'll show you how I keep my inventory, because I know most people keep a sort of a spreadsheet or a digital kind of inventory, but I keep an inventory like this. So I essentially, hopefully that will show up all right, but I keep, I print out pictures of all of my eyeshadow palettes and then stick them in. As you can see, I number them in terms of the palettes, I number them, and then with the single shadows, I've left them unnumbered. So these are the single shadows through here. And then there is also one more page, which is the last couple of kind of shadows on this side, and then my inventory numbers over here for all my makeup products. But basically, I have 157 eyeshadows at the moment, and I'm going to be using a random number generator, pretty much like how everyone else does, and giving myself 5 shadows to focus on. And I don't think I'm going to have any exclusions, any kind of rules to start off with. I know that a lot of people exclude black mattes, for example, or maybe bone colored shades if it's something that they don't use. I definitely would be the type to exclude a black matte because I really don't wear a lot of dark eyeshadow, but I'll see how we go and see how I feel about the colors that I get. I can't promise that I won't skip over any if there are some that I'm like really not gonna be able to work with, but I'll see how we go. The other thing is that I don't keep a separate sort of list or inventory of eyeshadows without Pan. So the 157 eyeshadows that I have, that's the total. It includes about 20%. I think my percentage is around 20% that do have Pan, so chances are I might roll in one of those shadows. I won't be including that unless there are sort of special circumstances. If it's a shadow I'd like to use up, maybe I will, but I probably won't be including any shadows that already have Pan. So because I'm filming with my phone, I'm not going to do the kind of shaky thing that most people do. Instead, I am going to use a random number generator on my laptop down here, and then I will find the shade in my spreadsheet, not my spreadsheet, in my, well, I guess my spread here, and show you what it is. So yeah, in terms of the numbers, as I said, these are 1 through to 109, and then the next, 48 shades are unnumbered, so I'll have to kind of count through them. And the reason for me doing that was in case I did get any more palettes or any more single shadows, I didn't want it to kind of throw off all the numbering. So I just have the palettes numbered for now and the singles unnumbered. So let's see what I get. Okay, so 1 to 157, going to generate, let's see, 93, okay. Where are we? Okay, oh, there you go. That is kind of cool. All right, 93. I'm just thinking, should I show you each of them one by one? I think I will. So 93 is this shade here, So that's the last shade in the Marc Jacobs palette that I have in Fantasine. And it's actually one that I had said pretty recently I wanted to focus on as part of my Panos Peaches. So this is kind of a nice coincidence that I get to continue working on it. So that is this last shade here. It's called On the Dance Floor. It has well, I don't think you could really call it a dip. It has like some texture on the surface to show that I have used it, but not a whole lot. I'm just going to see if that picks up. I'm not sure if the focus will be there, but anyway, that's how it's looking at the moment. So that's kind of fun as a first shade. Okay, let's go for the next one. 154. Okay, so I'm going to have to count through. My final shade here is 109. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, 54. Okay, so 154 is all the way at the back, and that is Reindeer Dust. So that's actually a loose eyeshadow from Femme Fatale Cosmetics that I pressed myself, and it's kind of existed in a couple of forms, but currently it is in this little quad, a kind of custom quad that I have. And this was a face quad, then two of the shades broke, so I was thinking of again trying to make this a proper face quad and use this as a highlighter. However, it is still in my inventory as an eyeshadow, so I will, I think probably use it maybe a bit as a highlighter and a bit as an eyeshadow and kind of get to know the shade a bit better. I'll show you how it looks. The way that I pressed it wasn't totally perfect. Like I used, what is it? Isopropyl myricate, yeah, and isopropyl alcohol, obviously, for pressing this, and it's come together a bit sort of dusty, but that's, I'll see again, hopefully it focuses. That's how it's looking at the moment, and yeah, it's a really pretty shade. It's kind of a peachy, a very light peachy base with a green shift, so it actually goes quite nicely, I suppose, with my other shade as well. All right, we're doing really well so far. I'm happy with these colors. Okay, 17. Let's see. Ooh, all right. So 17 is in my gingerbread palette, and it is the oh god, it's this color here. I think for most people this is like quite an, I don't know, easy color, or like a kind of convenient color, but I think I don't actually use browns all that much, and my god, this formula is dense to work through. So as you can see, I don't know how to cover this mirror effectively. Maybe I'll use another palette. I'm gonna use this to cover that. Okay, so I'll see. Okay, as you can see, I do have a pan in this palette, right? That's a very light peachy shade. That one was relatively easy for me. However, if you look up, yeah, this one up here, this took me 40 uses to get it to look like it's essentially barely been used. Like 40 uses and it still has barely a dip. So this one may well be a bit of a challenge. So yeah, we'll see how we go with that. But yeah, happy to have it in there, and good, I guess good to have something a little bit, yeah, I don't know, more neutral, I suppose, less peachy. Okay, let's go. So that's 3. Next number is 38. Oh, okay. All right, again, this is actually pretty exciting. So that is here. That's number 38. So that is, what's the shade name? Phantom? Yeah, Phantom. In my Clary Psyche's box palette. This is becoming quite an interesting lineup. So it's in here. It is the grey shadow in here. Yeah, I'll see if I can get it close up. So you might be able to see it has a bit of a dip there. Well, again, actually, you could barely call that a dip. It has clearly been used. But yeah, okay, that's fun. I'll be playing around with that. So we're going very cool tone now, straight up grey. Excellent. Yeah, okay, cool. So that's shade number 4. Let's do shade number 5. Oh, 5, okay. Oh my goodness. Alright then. This is like getting less and less cohesive. We're going back to the gingerbread palette. I'll show you. Number 5 is Warm and Toasty. Up here, that's shade number 5. So in the actual palette, again, I'll cover it up, cover up the mirror. I just realized I didn't do that with the Psyche's box, so hopefully it didn't blow everything off. But this is Warm and Toasty, and that is, yeah, I think a beautiful shadow. I mean, I now have a couple of similar shadows to this in my collection. I have 3 essentially yellowy golds, but this was the first one that I owned, and I used to use it mixed in with a much more, I guess, cool tone, almost greeny yellow, to make a more warm, true yellow, I guess. So this being very goldy, very warm, I used to mix it in with a cooler yellow, even them out. But it just quite, yeah, I guess a rich gold metallic. So it doesn't really go with anything that I've rolled in. Oh, I guess, I mean, could kind of go with that deeper peachy shade from the beginning. But I will swatch these all out and show you what they look like. Okay, so I might take my watch off for the purpose of showing you these swatches. So they actually look, I mean, the first 3 look kind of nice together, and then the mattes are just a bit sort of off to the side. I mean, I suppose it's really that grey that's throwing it off, but hopefully this will show up okay. I'll kind of, how am I going to angle this? This way. There we go. So hopefully that's gonna, again, come into focus, but that's kind of what those shades look like. And yeah, I think essentially we've got, 2 sort of more satin formulas. The green shift is not picking up that well in this light, so in any case, maybe that'll show, maybe it won't. But a peach satin, a beige to green satin, a gold metallic, a very sort of, I guess, yeah, medium warm brown, and then a purplish grey. So yeah, I'll see how I go with those. And I should say also, when I said that I've done this project before, I was referring to having done that on Instagram. So if you do want to see what this project was like before, you can scroll, I guess, way back on my Instagram account, which will be linked below. I haven't done it on YouTube before, so that'll be kind of fun to show it in a different way. But yeah, I'm going to do a quick look with these colours, and then, well, potentially not with all of them. I am going to the gym soon, so I'm just going to do something kind of relatively subtle and then come back and show you how that looks. Okay, so here is my very wash of peach, very subtle kind of look. I mean, I think it's subtle. I just doing this though, am realizing that this peachy satin from Femme Fatale is very subtle. So you can probably see it's like barely picked up. It just kind of brightens the eyelid a bit. I'm going to use a glitter glue and see whether that helps it. Just to kind of see, I guess, in real time, does that make it, you know, worthwhile as a sort of shimmery eyeshadow, or is this more going to be for very subtle, quick looks, or alternatively just as a highlighter? Because of course I am, as I said, I was thinking about sort of treating this more, or thinking of it more as a highlighter, because it has like, yeah, I guess pretty much a base color that is my skin tone, and then a green flip. It makes sense to do that. But I'll just see how it goes over glitter glue. If that looks any better. Ooh. Oof, I might have overdone it there. Because it is so powdery, I sometimes pick up heaps by accident. Yeah, okay, well that definitely made it a lot bolder, more green. Let's see. It is nice that it's quite a limey green, not sort of like a, I guess turquoisey green. So it's sort of, it sits in that kind of lemon to, what am I saying, lemon, yellow to green spectrum. So it works quite well with these peachy shades that also have a bit of a yellow undertone. Yeah, okay. I think that dialed it up a bit. So I probably will continue to use it a bit as an eyeshadow and a highlighter. What I ended up doing was I used all the shades except for the grey. I have a little bit of the brown in the crease, the peachy satin in the outer corner, and then this kind of pale green shifting shade on the lid, and just a little bit of the gold on the lower lash line because yeah, I thought that's where it sort of fit in best for today. So yeah, I'm just gonna pop on some mascara and then I will be back with an outro. Okay, I'm back and I have my mascara. I also used a bit of Reindeer Dust as a highlighter, which I think is looking really pretty. I'm happy with how it turned out. I'm really happy with these colors, like genuinely. I mean, looking at them on my arm, I feel like I've had a somewhat similar spread before with a kind of yellow, a peach and a brown, but having the grey will be interesting, and other than that, I mean, fun to get back into this type of project. I do really like this project. It just scratches the mental itch of, I don't know, the random number aspect of having to get creative with eyeshadows. It hits a spot, and I can tell it hits that spot for a lot of other people too, because this is such a popular project across YouTube and on Instagram. So yeah, I hope it'll be fun following along. I will probably update around the 1st of each month until the start of next year, and then see where we go from there. But yeah, I hope you're all going well, staying safe, and see you next time.